Okay, so as I said before, I'm Shelly Elsliger. I'm founder of Linked Express. So about 12 years ago, I actually paid a coffee forward to somebody who had a LinkedIn jacket on. And the rest is history. I ended up actually working for LinkedIn Canada as an ambassador, as a liaison. So when I was working in post-secondary, I would work as a liaison between LinkedIn and post-secondary institutions, especially universities and colleges, and actually help new grads or students or, I guess new employees in their first year on the job to help them with LinkedIn. So that became a real specialty of mine. But then it just kind of exploded because LinkedIn is for everybody. As long as you're a professional, it's actually for anybody. It's made for anybody because it is a networking site. And that's what I'm here to demystify. It's not about you just having another social media site. In fact, LinkedIn is not really what we consider a social media site like Instagram or TikTok or Facebook. I mean, they are social, but LinkedIn is professional. In fact, it's the only professional site. So I'm here today to kind of tell you how I take you from being just on LinkedIn to being LinkedIn. And that is key for everybody who wants to expand their business, expand their own profile, extend their reach. Like, who are you trying to reach out to? Is it local? Is it provincial? Is it worldwide? Is it, who is it that is your target audience? So before I came to Eastern Passage, the funny thing is that every time I've moved, I've used LinkedIn as a way to get to know people before I moved so that I build my community. So 3 people that I got to know before I moved here one was Natalie. I got to know her on LinkedIn. That's how I found out about this. That's how I found out before I even came here. The second person I got to know is Anita Kilbride. You might know her. She does Social Media Day. The third person I got to know is the guy who runs Peace by Chocolate. Because I didn't know Peace by Chocolate, but now I do. I probably shouldn't know Peace by Chocolate, but I do. But I know him because he's a big influencer on LinkedIn. He uses LinkedIn, and there's a little bit about him in here. Because I think it's important to realize that it's who you know anybody can be an influencer on LinkedIn. It just means that you devote some time and you understand what it is. So many people, they jump on LinkedIn just like we jump on any social media site because everybody else is on it. But we go on there not really knowing that it works with an algorithm, And if you're popular and you know how to run that algorithm, then LinkedIn can work for you. But it's not something that happens overnight. There are no quick fixes, unfortunately, with LinkedIn. It takes time because it's all about building trust. It's not about you getting on LinkedIn and the power, your own power. It's the people around you. Being able to, for example, real estate, showing who you are on real estate, and then having somebody like me who trusts you, who knows you, and then deciding that I'm going to put you out to the world on LinkedIn. And somebody like me who has 40,000 followers, and plus I can be powerful for you. So it's about really gaining trust and gaining your community on LinkedIn of people that you know, but people that you don't know. That's the thing with Facebook. We get 3 people on Facebook last month because Facebook is who we know. If they think that you're great, they already know you're great, right? You're great. But on LinkedIn, it's about connecting with people who don't know you're great yet. So, and you don't know who they know. So that's the power in being on LinkedIn. It's about really connecting, whether it's as an individual, as a department, as a company, or even as a group of people like coaches, real estate, consultants. Who are you and how do you get yourself out there? Because LinkedIn, even the free account on LinkedIn can be powerful if you know how the algorithm works. Like, for example, videos. So if Mel were to put a video on, or we were supposed to put a video on of Boondocks, right? Like, this is how LinkedIn has its own algorithm for videos, for example. They love videos. So this is a chance to, because videos have an emotional connection with people. You put a video, and we all know that because you did those 3 videos. There's probably something really, because you even smiled at that, because videos, bring us joy, even the people who are in videos. So you put a video on LinkedIn, and what happens is that it connects emotional with people. So we're always trying to build an emotional connection with people on LinkedIn through storytelling. So it's not about taking your resume and just putting bullet points about what you did in your last job. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about your title on LinkedIn, but everybody cares about that person behind the title. That's how you stand out, and that's what's powerful on LinkedIn. And introductions are powerful. Your story is powerful. How many people you're connecting with on a monthly basis is powerful, because it's a networking site. So there's certain things that work with the algorithm of LinkedIn. Your connection number, how often you are connecting with people, how built your profile is, the keywords and where they're situated. There's 4 key places of the algorithm. I'm not going to tell you what they are. And, so there's 4 parts of that search algorithm. How much are you connecting with people, and how much are you supporting others, and how much are those people supporting you? Because it's popularity on LinkedIn, but popularity in a good way. So if, I trust you and I put you out there, or I comment on something that you write, or I support you, then it shows that I trust you, and LinkedIn is all about trust. So the beauty in LinkedIn is that it's powerful, it's not going anywhere. I put some stats down. These are the latest stats. I wouldn't say the latest stats, because some of the stats have not been updated since the end of 2022. But we're only into the beginning of 2023, so we have lots of time. But if you take a look, like right now, the numbers there for Canada usage. And the funny thing is that, so Kitchener has the biggest number, Kitchener, Ontario, has the biggest number of LinkedIn users in Canada. Funny enough, I thought that was kind of funny. Winnipeg has the least, and Halifax is about 4 up from the bottom. Okay, so we have we have work to go, but it's growing. Halifax is growing. Halifax and the surrounding areas, and there are definitely some influencers on LinkedIn that from this area that have a number of followers and influencers. So it would be great for anybody sitting around this table who's actively using LinkedIn or plans on using LinkedIn to kind of get to know who are those people, because they may actually be doing something that you are interested in, or they may actually be doing something that you would want to connect to and want to connect with them anyway. So what I did was I wrote down just some things about LinkedIn and the latest stats that'll kind of get you to start thinking about there's 58 million companies on LinkedIn. The biggest growing demographic is between the ages of 25 and 34 right now on LinkedIn. Canada has grown actually from 17 million to over 19 million in just a couple of years. There's, I think, more than 30 company groups for you to get to know people who are other entrepreneurs and business owners. So if you're involved in a group on LinkedIn that are, group small business owners or entrepreneurs, then you can get to know them, they can get to know you, and again, you're building that trust so that they can support you, and maybe even eventually, maybe they're even from Eastern Passage or nearby, and they want to join. What can we do? You're looking for a doctor. I don't know if Facebook is going to get one, but maybe LinkedIn would get one, because doctors and LinkedIn connect now. There's a big group of doctors, so maybe putting it out there, that could be another way to maybe get the message out that we're looking for a doctor. So there's so much there. I did write down a few things, and I just put this together today when I got some of the stats, but visibility and reach. Facebook And LinkedIn, it's about connecting with the people that you want to connect with. It's about connecting with the people that are going to want your service or want to know your product or want to know you. And that's what's powerful about LinkedIn, is because it's like a great big networking event that's on 24/7, 7 days a week, that you can go in and go out and take a break and then join in when you feel like it. But your profile is always active passively. It's always, working if you have it built right. So it can be powerful even when you're not actually using LinkedIn. You can have a free company page. And the company page this past year, LinkedIn has worked a lot on the company page for LinkedIn. So now people can give testimonials. They can help build your credibility. You can actually speak to your clients or to past clients about your company and what they're doing. Like, say there's an event going on. You can actually speak from the company page. So instead of it just profiling you, which is the hub, it can actually profile your company so that you're getting more exposure and you're extending your reach of your company name. You have a free business page, and I wrote down some of the key options that you get from the free business page, because LinkedIn and Google are best friends. They partner together. So if you have a company page on LinkedIn and your SEO is done properly and your information is done properly, then that means that you're going to get more traction on Google. So if you have a company page on Google and somebody does a search on your company and you have a LinkedIn page, then that's going to give more traffic to your website, but also give more traffic to you and your profile, because they are in tandem, they work together. So what I did was I just wanted you to know a few of the locals that actually are, actually work on LinkedIn and love LinkedIn and use it to their benefit and have quite a few followers. So I actually put down a few people. You may know them. They're all local, but they're on the second page of the handout that I gave you. They actively use LinkedIn. They build content, and they haven't been on there that long. I tried to find people and to look up people and to know people that really haven't been on there a long time but have been successful in using it. You don't have to be on LinkedIn. Like, some people say to me, because I'm a trainer, "Are you on LinkedIn every day?" Well, I'm on LinkedIn every day, but it could be 10 minutes. But I'm not on LinkedIn 12 hours of the day. No, I have other things and other parts of my business to do. But you can basically, if it's time you're worried about, you could basically, once you build your profile and get used to it and start building, you could literally be on there 15 minutes a day. You just have to decide that it's important enough for it to be a tool that you're going to use. If you get on it twice a year, then don't expect miracles. It's not going to work. It's not going to work, because networkers, if you're a networker, you're not just going to network twice a year and say hi and that's it. It's just not going to work. So just remember that. And on the final page is Tarek Haddad. He's the founder of Peace by Chocolate, and I really find it interesting because I've talked a lot, and he loves LinkedIn, and he only got on there 6 years ago, not expecting that LinkedIn would actually lead to speaking engagements, to more popularity, to more pieces of chocolate being distributed all over Eastern Passage and beyond. So, he's really made a go of it, and LinkedIn has really given him a lot of exposure for Peace by Chocolate. So he's a great person to kind of know and connect with on there, and just a model of somebody who started off not knowing anything and has used it to his advantage. And like I say with everybody, every expert was once a beginner. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions?
So, myself, like everybody else, or not everybody else, I had put a LinkedIn profile on it, did very little with it, background, history, education.
Mm-hmm.
A couple years ago, I actually switched it from being more of a profile to more of a business profile. Should I have one for Down East stores and one myself personally, or are they both connected together? what's the best approach to have for that?
So you can have, just your profile alone, you should have two different companies simultaneous of each other, because you're the hub of both, right? So you don't want to have, LinkedIn will not work with two separate accounts. You can only have one. Otherwise, you will never get the amount of people to go to your profile, because it will confuse LinkedIn. So what you're going to do is that's how you learn to put them simultaneously and then develop each one. But you could have two company pages, or you could have one company page and a showcase pages. So if you have more than one company, you can actually create showcase pages where people can go to the one hub and then actually go to different showcase pages if you have different offerings that you're offering.
But Mel could have a page, and Down East Tours could have a page.
So Mel's gonna have a page no matter what. Your personal profile is the hub of everything. And then you make your company pages. But he can have a choice. He can have two company pages separate, or he can create one company page, keep everything under company page, and just make showcase pages under the one company page.
So if it's a showcase page, then I click on Down East, but then I gotta click on the company page.
No, you're gonna click the company pages, say Down East Tours, and then just on the side of that company page, he'll have his other ones that you can click on if there's something else. Or he could decide to have more than one company page. As long as he has a personal account, he can make 1, 2 company pages. As long as he has a separate email account and not the same email, he can make a different company pages. And they're going to be connected to his hub, which is his personal profile.
Could you make your business page the hub though?
No,
Oh, okay.
because it's always about the person and not the company. Like, it's always about the people within the company, but then the company, and the more you populate your own profile, the more you can bring people to your company page.
But what about if it's a company with it's such as CBDC Blue
Mhm.
Water, there's 8 of us on staff,
Mhm.
but CBDC Blue Water wanted a page,
Yeah?
Mhm.
but not necessarily from me. Like, it just
Who's your
wanted
friend?
its
No,
own-
it doesn't have to be from you. You can just be one of the administrators. It doesn't have to be with you.
Okay,
But
okay.
if he's an owner, he wants to come off as the owner. So he's just going to put
okay,
on his
yeah.
he's just going to put on his hub that he's the owner and connect that way. But you're not going to put that you're an owner, but you would just be one of the administrators.
Right,
Yeah. So if
okay.
it's a company page, like if I'm working with a company that nobody's the owner, it's just you have to have a couple of administrators
Right.
just to take care of it. But several people can post and everything like that.
Cool.
Mhm.
Good, good.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be yours,
Yeah.
but you can be an administrator, so that
And you gotta spell it out for me, because technically I'm stupid.
not a problem. I have to spell it out
Technology
all the
wise, I'm
time.
stupid.
Yeah.
All the time.
You might ask me 10 times, the same thing.
So there's a premium version. So what's the difference between that and just your regular profile?
Okay, so the premium version means that you've decided that you're going to adopt it as a tool, because the premium version is to give an advantage to you. So if, for example, you decide to use it as a tool and you have more than 500, you need to have 500, or you should have 500 connections for it to benefit you. Because what LinkedIn is saying is they're saying, I'll give you an idea. Once you hit 500, you become, your status changes within LinkedIn. It's one of the algorithms. Okay, so you change at 500. So at 500, LinkedIn believes that you're a networker. You're a perfect networker for LinkedIn, because you can offer your community to other people. So what happens is, if you decide to go in the premium account, you will get offerings and gifts from LinkedIn. So if you were to ever apply for a job, your profile will go higher. If you have more, for example, you have more endorsements, you will get higher up on the, it's like that. It puts you higher, and so if somebody does a search, then you become
Yeah,
higher.
because I keep on getting the ads for like, try it for free and.
Well, I'll give you a little tidbit of information. If you know, a lot of people will take that month free and see how they do with it and see how they use it. If you're not using it any more than what you do with the free version, if you haven't decided to make it a tool for yourself, then maybe you don't need it. Like for me, I have it because I use it every day, and it benefits me because I use it as a tool. But if you're using it as a tool, for sure it will put you higher than somebody else in the same business as you. But it's like you gotta decide, I'm gonna use it, because if you're not active, then it doesn't work against you, but it doesn't work for you. Yeah.
What is that cost of that premium service?
I don't know the latest costs. Have you been on it lately?
I think it's $10 or $9.99 or something to that effect. I blew it up.
Per month?
Yeah, it ranges, I think, but I can send you the link where it shows all the different accounts. You know, some people like Sales Navigator if they're in sales, because that will give them a different kind of experience. Other people like the premium account just because it will offer you gifts depending on what you're in, you know, but it's one of the algorithms. Like, it just works with the algorithm. But if you're not going to use it any more than you use it now, then it's just wasting money.
So do you build a profile page just for yourself first, and then a business page profile?
Yeah, you have to have
after?
your own page first before you build a company page.
Okay, so in my case, where I'm new to networking, it would be a good idea to start my own personal profile page.
Yes,
And
don't
then-
worry about your business page yet. Work on building your own page. Build on building your connections, because like I said, you want to go to 500. If you're less than 500 connections, you're not considered an expert networker. So, you know, what I tell people is that try to develop your network first and build your profile, optimize it as much as you can. Like,
Well, I should start mine soon, because now I got 10 people, 12 people around.
exactly. But this is the thing.
Today's Troy Knox, brother.
But this is the thing. If we are all on LinkedIn, whoever is on LinkedIn, and say, for example, you know, Jamie put something out there, then, and I know that he's going to, he even tells us that, then we can support him and our networks can support him, because chances are that we have people in our networks that don't know him or don't know what he offers, but could possibly, appreciate that and appreciate even introductions are powerful on LinkedIn. It's not the first level connections that are powerful on LinkedIn. It's the second level connections that are powerful on LinkedIn, because you don't know who you don't know, right? We all know who we know, and if they like us anyway. But it's those people that we don't know, because like, it's all about referral. It's all about introductions. It's all about like, I know you, or I know a great event is going on, or I know, you know, and then I shove that out there. And because I have a big network, then it comes back to serve me, but also to serve whoever I'm trying to showcase at that moment. Yeah.
I have my own page, and then Natalie just started up our corporate page now as well, so I'll fire stuff online and then share it to the other one, and Natalie will put stuff on to the Hampton one, and then I'll share it onto mine, and kind of back and forth.
Mhm.
Even with our Facebook and Instagram, we have the issue where we have two separate Facebook pages for the same company. But we have one for our 3 locations in Newfoundland, and then we have one for our location in Nova Scotia, which we shouldn't have, and we're trying to slowly merge them together. In fact, they were almost going to stop doing anything, period, until we kind of forced the issue.
Yeah.
And they turned over control of both pages to Natalie, so we can do that, LinkedIn and Instagram.
Wonderful. Yeah, don't even get me started on
And you
that.
can repurpose like that. LinkedIn was made for you to repurpose information too. So it's not like you're supposed to get on there and just be this creator and be pushing out information all the time. If there's things that you have that you've developed, it was made for that. It was made for you to develop, obviously, some new content, but to repurpose your content and to bring it forward so that, you know, that you're getting exposure, and and there's ample time to like send out stuff about your website or send out like events. because those are powerful because they are connected to networking. So you always, when you get on LinkedIn, you always have to think, what kind of a networker can I be, and what can I do to create that power of networking? And as long as you're doing that, then you're going to extend your reach. But like I said, it's not overnight. You have to see LinkedIn as a journey and not a destination. You really have to think about it, but you have to be strategic. That's why I like LinkedIn. It's like golf, you know, you have to be strategic. You always have to be thinking about that 18th hole. You have to be thinking that, and you have to, how do I get there, you know, and how can I do it? Yeah, like it's just so, it's a really strategic type of tool. But I don't think when people have that aha moment, like a Oprah, you don't go back. And that's always my goal, is for you to have that aha moment, because then you realize that how powerful it really is. And it's different. I don't compare it to Facebook. I just say that it's completely different. But if you're looking to target a certain group of people that you know is going to be interested in your service or your product, then this is it. If you're looking for people who might be visiting, then what are you going to do? You're going to get it out there. You're going to get involved in some groups that'll help you to promote, because that's maybe what you want to pull in. You're always going after certain target groups, and that's what you're trying to do. So I just can't say enough about it, but I also want to say that it will help you to, but you just have to kind of say to yourself, what are my goals? And you can never go on LinkedIn without a plan. But once you have a plan, then you can make it work for you. And all the people that you know can help make it work for you.
Thank you.
So you are a coach, you offer that service, do you?
Yeah, I train people all the time.
Can I ask what the cost of that service would be? So if I came and said, listen, this is my account, how can I be better? What's your service fee?
Oh, that's like I'll have to send it to you,
Okay.
because what I do is I set up, normally I have an interview with somebody, because I don't know what it is you want. You know, some people like want training, some people want me to help them to kind of like, because I do a 2-hour sessions where I'm helping you with your LinkedIn page and understanding how to optimize it, and the company page. Some people don't have a company page yet. Might do plan A first and plan B, but if there's anything of interest, but I do a lot of training around that, big groups and stuff like that, because, you know, it's always, you can kind of like talk to other people about it, and everybody's kind of going after the same thing. So, but yeah, if there's an interest, I can definitely have a little bit of an interview and just kind of see your needs, because everybody's needs is different. You know, like this old dean from the university called me yesterday and goes, I have somebody from Beirut that, you know, is interested in learning about, he doesn't have anything, like ground zero, you know, that's going to be a different type of thing, really, you know, going from ground A to...
And EPA members get 10% discount.
Do they? Yeah.
The rates just went up by 25%.
But you know, a lot of people, like with entrepreneurs and small business, their goal is to really get more traction and more reach for their company and their name. So, yeah.
Any other questions?
And can you build somebody's page for them and just teach them how to use it on the back end?
Yeah, it's a possibility. It's just time-wise that I don't have a lot of time, because I do leadership training. Like I do, that's why I like doing big groups and training people, because I can, I'd rather do that and train people on how to do it themselves than actually do it for them. So I really don't do that too much.
Yeah.
Because I just don't have.
Natalie about that.
Right on.
Yeah. Like
I just go to Shelly.
Yeah, like I really give people strategies and walk them through what it means to optimize and how to optimize, and then I can help them with feedback on each section that they do and stuff like that. But to write it, I think the best writer is the person who owns the company and what they want to say. They just have to know how to say it. That's the thing. We all have to become like storytellers, right? And that's a skill in itself. So
Yeah, I know.
But when you learn how to storytell, it actually helps you with content, building content on LinkedIn or anything that you're using. It actually helps you to do that. If you build your own profile that way, it'll help you in other areas as well.